Hey, how you doing? This is John, and welcome to John's Long Box. Today we're looking at Birds of Prey, Black Canary and Batgirl. This is the very first appearance of the Birds of Prey. This is number one. This is February 1998. You see the Comics Code Authority. Come on, autofocus, get in there. And we'll look at the credits when we get inside. Pretty good cover, 1998. Hey, we got Half Baked, the feel-good comedy of the year. I've never seen this. I don't know. I think maybe I'd like it a little more these days, a little goofy humor. I was like a little bit more serious back then. Okay, so let's look at the credits before we go any further. So Chuck Dixon's the writer. You know Chuck Dixon. Everybody knows Chuck Dixon. He believe it or not, he's the most prolific comic book writer of all time. He's been working, for 35 years. He's done everything from The Punisher, Batman. Well, he created Birds of Prey. He's got so many creator-owned titles. He's a novelist. If you've been reading comic books for any amount of time, odds are you have Chuck Dixon comics in your collection. I have Chuck Dixon comics that I forgot he wrote. So, just a phenomenal comic book writer. Greg Land, great penciler, great artist. Today he's mostly known for as Cheesecake, but he draws like beautiful women. I always found his stuff to look like his women kind of remind me of like Adam Hughes, just beautiful statuesque women. And I find he's the better artist when he inks himself. And Drew Geraci, I don't know who that person is other than this. I'm sorry to say I don't like just the rest of these credits. Gloria Vasquez, Albert de Guzman. Android Images is the separator. George B. Garfinkel editor. George B. Garfinkel and Chuck Dixon worked together a while, and Chuck Dixon says he was one of his favorite editors to work with. They had a rapport. I'll trust him. I wasn't there. Why would he lie? But here we go. Here's the splash page. Kind of goofy. Well, we got a guy with cheese, a Viking, and this, and the mug and Black Canary. And then the shadow here. It's supposed to be a tease of Batman, but we all know it is Batgirl. So here, I'll pull out for this 2-page spread. Batgirl's just jumping down and beating the crap out of everybody. Black Canary's kicking and screaming. And I think at this point in history, Black Canary still doesn't have the sonic cry. She was wounded by some terrible people in the longbow hunters, and she lost her sonic scream. And I think it is in the pages of Birds of Prey where she goes to a Lazarus pit and it repairs her damaged vocal cords, and she gets her powers back. So at this point, her only ability is her wits and her martial arts abilities. So what are they doing? They're taking out like crazy muggers, stuff like that, just beating them up. Greg Land is beautiful. He's really good with drawing the female form. So here he is, just taking opportunities, big panels to just draw these beautiful women. They're beating everybody up, investigating. Now here's, Batgirl, doing what the Bat people do, investigating. She's looking for clues. What is this gory thing? That's gross. I don't want to dwell on that. And here they are, and Batgirl and they're differing over the procedure to continue. That's probably the best way to describe it. And Black Canary keeps pushing. We need Batman's help. We need Batman's help. We need Batman's help. And Batgirl's like, we don't need Batman's help. I'm here. We'll take care of it. Batman doesn't need to be bothered with this nonsense. So like I said, she's getting a little like ticked off, and swinging away. Batgirl's following her. Is the bat signal. Oh, good. But why? Let's go get Batman. She's like, he's busy. He's doing his own stuff, and that keeps going on. Black Canary's like pressuring her to get Batman. And now inside here, oh, I forgot one thing. Black Canary says, don't hurt anybody. They're being mind controlled by the Mad Hatter. That's why they all have goofy hats on. I forgot about that. So they're beating them up, and not brutally, but I'm sure Black Canary and Batgirl could really beat the crap out of a normal person if they so choose. So they're beating you up with a light touch. How does that sound? Because it is the Mad Hatter, and the Mad Hatter shtick is he puts hats on you and then mind controls you. He puts like a little chip. So that's why they're all wearing goofy hats. Okay, and look at that. I don't know. I never liked the Mad Hatter. I don't know. Something about him bothered me. Batman has some of the best villains and some of the worst villains. And here they're spying. They're trying to get the plans. What's going on? They go to the dinner party. X-Files. I never watched the X-Files. Never watched it. So there you go. And they're just sitting there planning, and Poison Ivy, like, we have to call in the cavalry. This is too big. This, think of all the killers that could hit the screen. So, the Mad Hatter, his plan is okay, let me go back because I went too fast. Too much coffee. This guy is Jeremiah Arkham. He runs Arkham Asylum, and he's gonna go back. This is the Mad Hatter's tea party. After the tea party, he's going to go back and he's going to unlock all the doors and let all of Batman's villains go back. So that's what she's saying. She's saying, think of all the killers that could hit the streets at the same time. Poison Ivy, Riddler, Mr. Zsasz, Two-Face, the Joker, and that stuns her for a second. And now she's thinking about the door, and the Joker shoots her. What's going on? Something's not right. What's not right, ladies and gentlemen? What's not right? The Joker shot her in The Killing Joke a few years earlier. She should be Oracle now. Why is she Batgirl? Something's not right. So Barbara Gordon's analytical mind is kicking in, and we got some beheaded, is that a word? Beheaded goons attacking. And, short work for she's like one of the world's premier martial artists in DC. And she's hesitating because something ain't right. Okay, and here she jumps up. What is this? Oh, everything. Oh, jumps off the balcony. I got a little confused by that. And then she's fighting a little sloppily there. There's no other way. Survival of the fittest, Beast Wars. And now Black Canary's having to, clean up. Bat clean up, is that the word? I'm thinking of a baseball bat, but she's having to double down. And look at this stupid ski ad. All right, I don't care. And now the job. She's like, we got to get to the Batcave. We got to get to the Batcave. We got to get Batman. And Batgirl's like, Batman's busy. We could take care of it on our own. Blah, 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 blah. And now they drive into Arkham, and here we have an array of all of the Batman villains. We got Poison Ivy. We got Killer Croc. I guess that's the Scarecrow. Scarface and the Puppeteer. I don't know who that is. That's Jeremiah. That's Mr. Dr. Arkham, the Mad Hatter, Ra's al Ghul, and Two-Face. So I don't know who the rest of them are. And they're like, we're going to take care of you. And here they go. They're all swarming her, and they're going to beat the crap out of her. And she's getting knocked back. And the party's about to start. She's all tied up. The Riddler, now they're in the costumes, and here comes the Joker. Why is that a big deal? Because the Joker is the one who paralyzed her, put her in a wheelchair. She's flashing back to that. That's her father. She's laying on the floor. She's thinking about the surgery, the wheelchair, and it's freaking her out. And he's like, it's me. And here comes Bane, and that's Zsasz. Zsasz is like a serial killer, and every time he kills somebody, he puts a little tally mark on his flesh. I think that's an absolutely terrifying concept. To me, he's one of the, Batman's scariest villains. I find him to be utterly terrifying because it could really happen. That kind of stuff could really happen. So there you go. And here comes Dinah Lance. That's her name. And what's going on? So she's like, okay, we got to get Batman. We'll go rescue him. Where is he? She's like, you got to go to the Batcave. No excuses. Where we got to go. And she's like, all right, take the river south, go blah, 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 blah. And she tells where the Batcave is, and Diana Lance starts laughing. Why is Diana Lance laughing? Because, boom, it's the Spellbinder, really. And here is Barbara Gordon, really, in a wheelchair. She's Oracle, but she's not really Oracle. She's just Barbara Gordon. She's like, you fell for my trap. Spellbinder, what her power is, she casts like these illusions directly into your brain. So, you know what I mean? Like, your mind fills in the gaps. To me, that's like more powerful than a visual illusion. It's like I call that like a phantasm. That's in my superhero game. If you have the power to project illusions directly into somebody's brain, I call that a phantasm, and it's got different rules than like just a holographic illusion or whatever. So that's what she did, and she's like, oh God, I can't believe I fell for that, whatever. And then she's all, recovering from basically being tortured, mentally tortured, and now they're going off to sneak into the Batcave. So and she's like, it's so funny that in your fantasy world, you made yourself Batgirl, like a cripple like you could ever be Batgirl. So there you go. The secret identity is preserved, and she calls upon her minions, and they drive off. And she sees a wheelchair over there. She's duct taped, and she's you know, she's Barbara Gordon. You know, she's a genius. That lying witch. So they go to where she's supposed to be, and there's no Batcave. She's like, I gotta go back. We're gonna torture it out of her, like physically torture her now, not just like spellbind magic phantasms torture. This is what break out the knives, break out the doodads. So she's crawling towards her wheelchair, and the ads are really gruesome in 1998, guys. You know, and here she comes out with the machine gun, starts fighting, and then Cripple Girl, she takes out a fire extinguisher, sprays her in the eyes, and I will tell you, that stings. My brother worked at a concession stand at a beach when we were kids, and we had a fire extinguisher fight, and he sprayed me right in the eyes. Oh, man, that stung. So, yes, that works. When you got 4 brothers, and you got 3 brothers and 3 sisters, chaos ensues. So here she beats Spellbind, and now she's ready to hit her, and whammo-whammoits. Actually, it's crunk. It's been a while since I said a sound effect out loud. That's like one of my hallmarks in my early videos. And then she beats Spellbinder. And we got Gotham's finest showing up. She's all wrapped up. They're taking her away, and she goes to the clock tower, and she contacts Black Canary. And now I like that she's got the towel and everything like that. She's like, Spellbinder, we got to get the rest of her army. She goes, now, how would you like to work for me? You know, I'll set you information. And at this point, Dinah Lance doesn't know that it's Barbara Gordon. She just knows her as Oracle. So she had a secret identity from everybody. So, and I just love the Oracle character. I'll talk about that more. So now Oracle is sending Dinah Lance on a deal to work with Blockbuster, who is one of Nightwing's villains. And that's the next one shot, is going to be them fighting Blockbuster. So there you go. That's the first Birds of Prey. It was kind of odd in that Black Canary was in the whole comic, but she wasn't really in the comic. She was just like a phantasm. She was an illusion. She didn't really exist until the last couple of pages. Now, Batgirl, I grew up with Batgirl. You know, Yvonne Craig in the Batman 66 series, you know what I mean? Batgirl was always around. She was in the cartoon, stuff like that. So, you know, she's just... Is that called ubiquitous? Is that what that word means? So she was always around. When she became Oracle, I got really interested in the character. I thought Oracle was a better character than Batgirl. I don't know if that's blasphemous. Guys, if you see the video, if you watch the video, let me know in the comments. Do you like Barbara Gordon as Batgirl, or do you like Barbara Gordon as Oracle? Why? Because I find Oracle is such a unique character. You know, okay, she's in a wheelchair. Xavier was in the wheelchair. The Chief was in the wheelchair. You know, so she wasn't the first wheelchair villain. She wasn't the first wheelchair superhero. You know, but she was the first woman in a wheelchair that I could think of. But who cares about that? The thing is, she became like this behind-the-scene operator of the superhero community, like an information broker. And I thought that was cool. And rather than make that an NPC, you know, anybody... a non-player character, basically, like, you know, if Oracle was the NPC, it would be Dinah Lance full every page, you know, and then once in a while you'd see. But I think she's a full-on player character, and she has an interesting story to tell. She has an interesting purpose. She filled a niche. I thought she was a unique, interesting character, much more interesting and unique than Batgirl, to the point where they replaced Batgirl. You know, they had, why can't I remember the names, but they had a few other people being Batgirl, but they never had another person being Oracle. I thought that was great. So, and it tied into it, because Barbara Gordon was supposed to be the librarian. She was supposed to be intelligent, you know, and that it played up all of her strengths and strengths, and her weakness being in the wheelchair. That wheelchair didn't hamper her computer abilities and the ability to act as an information broker. And then later on, she had like cameras and microphones in it, so she could see and offer insights. So I thought, great character. And to the point when DC rebooted, what was it, the New 52, and they had Barbara Gordon back as Batgirl, I thought it was really, it was a step backwards. It was a step backwards, and I'm sure this you know, Batgirl, Barbara Gordon fans that disagree with me. That's fine. I'm not going to argue with you. You know, you like what you like. But to me, I thought Oracle was the better use of Barbara Gordon. I thought it was so cool and unique. Okay, and there you go. I really like the Birds of Prey. There was a series of miniseries, then I think there was a 4-issue series, and then it went for like 127 issues. It was a really good series, really good run. And it's kind of been memory hold that Chuck Dixon started it all. Chuck Dixon and Gorfinkel, the editor. Those two came up with the idea. All right, so I'll see you tomorrow, guys. All right, let me know if you have any requests. You know, one guy said Captain Carrot. I'm going to read 1 to 5 this weekend, so maybe next week I'll get a Captain Carrot showcase going. You know, if I got the comics, I'll definitely showcase them. If I don't have the comics and I could afford it and find it, yeah, you know, why not? I'll do it. You know, so there you go. I'm easy. I'm easy like Sunday morning. All right, so I'll see you guys. Thanks a lot. I appreciate you guys. Couple of new people subscribing. Thank you. Couple of people that I know in person subscribed. You know who you are. Thank you guys so much. And I'll see you tomorrow with another video. All right, see you around. Bye-bye.